I love it when they park like this. It's great, isn't it? Here we go. Let's get, yep, nice, gone green. So how did I end up with the Suzuki GSX-S1000? I had a little bit of a break from biking for a couple of years, young kids and all of that. And before that, I'd had sports bikes. I'd had a couple of sports bikes in a row, and you know, done some mileage, a bit of commuting, bit of fun riding as well. And when I was looking to come back to biking, I mean, I toyed with a few bits for a little while, and I'd spoken with a few friends and people who were on bikes. And one of the neighbours in the neighbouring business, he had a Yamaha MT10, and he just said, "Here you go, chuck on my lid and just go for a spin down the road." And I couldn't believe how much fun that bike was. It's just so much more punchy and nimble than I'd expected. I'd always kind of ruled out the naked bikes. I did. Back in the day, I had a Suzuki Bandit 600, and it was a good bike. But once I got onto the kind of lightweight sports bikes, really there was no going back to that kind of style, old school naked bike. But the MT07 kind of opened my eyes that they don't all have to be kind of a bit. I mean, the Bandit 600 was a bit gutless after learning to ride. And I don't know, just kind of opened my eyes to there are some other things out there. So yeah, anyway, both my wife and I were both working really close to home, didn't need really two cars, but occasionally, you know, need a second bit of transport. And so I started looking at bikes again, and first of all I thought, well, let's have a look at the MT07s. But I did the usual thing. I was like, no, I'll get bored of that. I'll have a look at the MT09. And so I went down to Crescent Yamaha, and I got a test ride on an MT09. Great bike, really enjoyed it. Hello, we got a racer. We got a little racy A6, have we? Oh, I really enjoyed the MT09, but the guy said, "Why don't you try the MT10?" I was like, oh, I don't need any encouragement to keep getting the creep of, yeah, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit better. But anyway, they put me on MT10, and I rode down the road, and I was not really convinced. I thought the MT09 kind of, it just felt more fun. I don't know, but it was also maybe because I've been off the bike for a couple of years. The MT10, it just felt a bit skittish. I don't know if it was also how they had it, you know, suspension set up or anything like that, and the throttle was really jerky on that MT10 that I rode. And these would have been kind of 2019, 2020 models. But anyway, I got back and I kind of told the guy, you know, it feels a bit, doesn't feel planted, and it doesn't feel quite as like nimble as that MT09 did. And the guy said, well, you know, you think about it, you can come back to us. He was really great, no pressure salesman. And he also then said, well, why don't you go down to our sister store, Crescent Suzuki, and you know, go and see if there's something there that you like the feel of. So I went down to them. They didn't have the GSX-S1000 as a demonstrator or any in stock, so I couldn't test ride one, but they did have a GSX-S750 at the time, and they said, yeah, no problem at all, you can we can arrange that for you. I had to go back a couple of days later to be able to have the test ride, but I got on that bike and I just felt so much more comfortable, natural. You know how you just sit on a bike and it just fits you, and you just feel like, yeah, you know, that's right, the ergonomics were right straight away. As soon as I sat on that bike, the seat felt good, the pegs felt good, the handlebars felt good, and I rode it and I thought, this bike is such a laugh. The 750 in the GSX-S was more of a screamer than a, I mean, it still had plenty of punch, let's not deny that, but compared to the MT-07, it was more of a screamer. It definitely had so much more top end when you got on it, and based on the strength of that, I ordered the GSX-S1000 and got a cracking deal as well. It worked out that it was cheaper than the MT-09 that I'd ridden as well, and so it was an absolute no-brainer for me. There are a few things that I'd wish I'd known beforehand and a few things I had to change. So that's how I ended up on the GSX-S1000. I've had it now two and a half years. It's a 2020 model. It's the last production year of this old style bike, so you know, it's had a lot of the initial things, initial issues all creases ironed out, etc.